here we have the most famous of the pasta, the penisse.
These are penis-shaped pastas, you guys, in case you didn't catch that.
I almost want to get some and make them for dinner.
Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
We are in the beautiful city of Florence, Italy.
Yes, we are.
And unfortunately, it's a really crummy day outside. The weather has turned. We had a beautiful day yesterday when we went to the hot springs. If you didn't catch that video, it'll be linked in the description below, but definitely check it out. Maybe one of the most beautiful places we've ever seen.
Well, we figured when it's raining, what's the best thing to do? Eat. So we have come to Florence's Market Centrale to try hopefully everything that they have.
It's impossible. As you can see behind us, there are a lot of food stalls, lots going on here.
There's 2 floors. This is the top floor where you eat, and then downstairs there's the whole market. There is so much going on here, y'all.
We've done a little perusing around the market. There are so many delicious options to try. We're going to tell you a little bit more about what makes this market unique in just a bit, but I think first we might have to fight someone to find a seat. I don't know. There's a lot of seating, but it's all taken.
Tastes like hard work paying off, kids. It's actually absolutely delicious.
We managed to get a seat. Oh my gosh. We actually had to wait a bunch of people out, but we spotted someone who looked like they were almost done, and sure enough, they were, and we swooped right in. The building is very old. I think it was erected in around 1874, but I don't think it was this exact type of market back then. It's changed quite a bit over the years. At the lower level has a bunch of vendors selling fruits and vegetables and produce and a few little restaurants that you can eat at. But the real magic happens when you walk upstairs. That's when you're greeted with this area that we're in right now. And the way this works is it has this huge communal seating area with over 500 seats, and then surrounding the communal seating area and in the middle are tons of restaurants. You can go to any one of the stalls, get your food, and then come back to any table and sit at it, so you don't have to actually sit at a table that's at the restaurant. And one thing that's really cool is that there's a bar area where you walk up and you get a ticket, and then you get table service for your drinks. So people will come by and you can order drinks from them, so you don't have to get up and go to different places to get your drinks. You just stay put in one spot.
We have made our first purchase. We're going hard for our first dish. This is Lampredotto. Looks like almost like a barbecue sandwich or something like that. Oh, but it is not, my friends. This is actually tripe in there, boiled intestines. I actually read that it's the 4th stomach of a cow. When you come to this market, you'll see a lot of tripe around, and I read that, you know, some people love it, some people don't, but it's typically a street food. It's been boiled in this sauce, which he loaded up. He actually hollows out the bun, and so you can get even more delicious tripe in there. And then you can get it coated in a spicy red sauce or a green sauce. It looks like there's beans in here too. If not, I don't want to know what those little chunks are.
It actually looks really good.
Yeah.
If you hadn't told me that it was tripe, I probably would have tried it.
I probably shouldn't have told you and made you try it. We don't typically love intestine type things. We'll see how this goes. Oh, it's so juicy.
It's quite a messy sandwich, isn't it?
You know, honestly, I mostly just taste the bread sauce and beans. I don't know if just because it's been boiling, the meat's been boiling in that sauce for so long that it's just kind of taken on the taste of it. I wouldn't say I'm blown away by it. I keep wanting it to be a barbecue sandwich, and it's not. But the spicy sauce is really good. I will say the sauce and the seasoning and the bread are the stars of this. And then the tripe is just a nice filler.
But I tried the sandwich, and the flavor is actually really good, but I just don't love the texture of the tripe. It's so slimy and fatty. It doesn't taste bad, but the texture can put you off for sure. Dropped a little. Next up, we got this beautiful platter of different produce and meats. It's called Taglieri. It can be found all over Florence, and there's a bunch of different vendors that sell this here, and they have all different types with different configurations. The one that we have has prosciutto, and then it has this meat over here, I think is chicken liver pate, which doesn't sound that appetizing, but hopefully it tastes pretty good. And then I think this is just a big hunk of mozzarella in the middle. They also sprinkled truffle all over it before we could stop them, and I'm just not a big fan of truffle, so I'm gonna have to steer clear of that. I think I'm gonna try the chicken liver. We got a nice little piece of bread. There's a lot of oil drizzled on top of there. All right, chicken liver down the hatch. Wow, that is delicious. Holy cow, it's so flavorful. It's an amazing chicken flavor, And the texture really isn't that bad. Usually I don't like the texture of pâtés. It's just a little bit mushy and grainy sometimes, but the texture is great, especially with this piece of bread because the bread's a little bit hard. There's a little bit of truffle flavor on it, which I don't like, but the taste of the pâté is amazing. Even you, I think, are gonna like it. And she really doesn't like pâtés usually.
Whoa! Still has the tiniest hint of the liver taste, the kind of irony, almost chalky aftertaste. That flavor is fantastic. As I told you guys yesterday, I actually really enjoy truffles, and so I am totally digging this.
If you like truffle, this is your jam for sure. Nope. Whoa.
Whoa!
Wow, it's so creamy on the inside. It's like a little bag of cheese. It's really good cheese. It's just really creamy and milky tasting. You can see how you've got this hard layer on the outside, and then once you break through that, if I can even break through it, you get to a crazy creamy layer on the inside.
So it turns out, I guess you don't have to have a ticket. If you're sitting at a table, they'll come out here and take your order. Maybe he's just being nice, I'm not sure. But we need a little pick-me-up after all of this organ meat. I'm just gonna say organ meat so many times today. So we got a little cappuccino coming our way, or a medium cappuccino. Oopsie.
Yeah.
There's this bread we really want to try here. So up next we are trying just that. Look at this beauty. So it's scacciata.
Scacciata, I think.
Scacciata, dang it. I knew I was gonna mess it up.
They're really hard to pronounce.
We just found this little bread shop and saw that they had it. It's kind of like the Tuscan version of focaccia bread. From what we've read, the dough is a lot easier to work with than focaccia dough, and you press it down with your thumbs and you don't roll it at all. So these are nice little thumb marks, and then it's got a nice layer of salt on the top. You can do sandwiches with this or just eat it on its own before dinner. I guess I'll just try it. Well, that's super oily, super salty on top, and the dough does taste like focaccia bread a bit, but more doughy, I'd say. It's a bit thicker, and it has more of, I don't know, like a bite to it, I guess, or something. But the outside is a little crisp, the inside is a bit more tender.
We just got a little piece because we weren't really sure if we were gonna like it or not, but we're gonna take it with us and eat it at home.
Perfect. We have tried our first little goodies, but we need a little bit of a break before we try more. So I think we're gonna head back downstairs to do some shopping.
We've been loving this Salami Picante, which is just hot salami, but look how amazing this looks. It's so good. We've gotten it a couple times already since we got to Italy. This one is from San Gimignano. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but we almost went to this city, but it looks absolutely beautiful. Maybe I'll put a picture of it up on the screen or something like that. So many cities to see here, but just not enough time.
We got most of our ingredients downstairs, but everything kind of closed very abruptly, and we didn't get our pasta, so we came back up top, and there's this little pasta place there. They have fresh pasta, and you can buy it for takeaway. So that's what we're doing.
It's la pasta fresca.
Which I imagine eating here would be delicious, but we'll see if we can make it just as good at home, right?
This next dish is gonna hurt a little bit. It is one of the most expensive dishes we bought in a long time. It is 50 euro for this next dish. We really debated whether or not we were gonna do it, but it's like a must-try dish here, and I think it's gonna, one portion is gonna be enough for the two of us, and we'll probably take half of it home. So what is it? Well, you'll have to just wait and see.
Just think of it like an investment, right?
Yeah, a delicious investment in our future.
This is bistecca alla Fiorentina. It is 1 kilogram of pure meat. It's about 5 to 6 centimeters high, cooked on the bone. Look at this. So it's meant to be shared. So luckily I have Eric here with me. I don't know.
I'm ready.
If you have ever eaten this whole thing on your own, congratulations. To create this beauty, you take your cut of meat. It has to have the bone in it. He actually brought it to us, told us how much it weighs because you pay by weight. So this is gonna be 50 euros for us. But
man,
I mean, it looks worth it. It smells so good. After they showed it to us, they threw it on the grill. You can see the grill right back there. It's beautiful. It smells so good. This guy is aged 10 days. They also had an option that was aged about 40 days. You lay it flat either on the embers or on the grill. and you only flip it once, and then it should be pretty rare on the inside. They gave us a choice. We almost did medium, but last minute we decided to do medium rare so that we would get the full experience. When it was done, he took it out and cut it for us, which was very nice. I don't think they always do that. Sprinkled it with coarse salt and olive oil.
You can see it is nice and pink on the inside. It's definitely more pink than we usually eat it, but not by too much. Cut a little bit off, oh yeah. Woo, baby. That's an incredible piece of meat, no doubt about it. That is definitely in the realm of some of the best meat that I've ever tasted. Your teeth glide right through it, and you have a little bit of the crunch of the sear marks on the outside that add this nice burn flavor. The whole thing is so flavorful, and it's not chewy or anything like that. It's incredibly soft and delicious. I think we'll eat more of it than we think we will.
Yeah?
Because it is pretty damn delicious.
I am so excited. When I saw this dish, when I was doing my research, I was like, yup, we have to get this.
This is one of those like when in Florence type of things. That's the only way I would ever say this is worth it.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny, like right when you put it in your mouth and the first bite, it just explodes with flavor.
Oh my word. That is about as perfect as a piece of steak gets. Oh my gosh, it's so buttery, it's so juicy. You're right, your teeth just glide right through it. It's not really chewy at all. And the flavor is just so good. It needs nothing else on it.
They say that this portion is for 2 people, but if you're 3 people and you divide up the 50 euro among 3 people, it's not that bad of a deal, really. No. I think that's the way to do it, for sure.
They actually have tons of great local dishes on their menu. So if you came with friends, you guys could all split this and then get a few little extra goodies. Some of the stuff that we tried today, they have excellent little meat and cheese dishes. They have some local soups and pastas, anything you could want. And we'll be sure to link to all of the places that we visited today so that you can come and recreate the deliciousness.
Some of the bits on the end are actually more in the medium end of the spectrum, and I'm glad I tried the medium rare, but I really prefer the medium. It's just more how I take my steaks. They're just a little too pink than those other bits. Although if you're a vegetarian, you're probably really cringe. You probably already clicked off the video, so.
Well, we did our best, but we're gonna take some home. This is great though, this is a whole other meal.
Yeah.
$50 or 50 euros, very, very well spent. We tried just about all that our bellies can handle. It was absolutely amazing, but we have about an hour and a half before the sun goes down, so I think we're gonna brave the rain and go see a little bit of the city.
Just outside of the market, there's actually a market with vendors. They have all these covered stalls with a bunch of fine wares and goods, mostly leather stuff, I think.
Leather goods, so that's a big thing you get here in Florence is leather. They have a bunch of leather markets in the city. I don't think we're in the market for any leather at the moment, but if you are, it's a good place to come.
But man, the weather is so disgusting out here. This is not fun. So we would take you guys around a bit more, but it's just gotten miserable out here. There's one thing we really wanted to see before we leave Florence, and that is this magnificent structure behind me. It's the Catedral di Santa Maria del Fiore. How do you guys like my Italian accent?
That was nice.
I've been working on it. It took 140 years to build this giant structure, and it is actually one of the largest churches in Italy. And a really fun fact is that the brick dome on that, well, is it on that dome? Well, I don't know. It is the largest brick dome in the world. It was actually the largest dome at one point, but now it's just the largest brick dome. Because I think now they don't use brick to build domes. But it might be one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. I just am in love with the architecture style on the outside. They have all these little frescoes on there and all these different types of colors and statues inside. It is just so insanely intricate. But I think that's gonna do it for today. It is getting disgusting out here, but I do hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us and exploring the market. We had a blast, so much delicious food. Of course, we have only scratched the surface of the food, even just here in Tuscany, but in Italy in general. So we're gonna be trying a lot more food as we make our way through the country. But I think that's gonna do it.
Yep. Good night, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.